Welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida, home to America's premier muscle car showroom, Hankster's Hot Rods, where we own and house anywhere from 65 to 80 vehicles at any given time. If you are watching the vehicle we are about to present to you today on any other advertisement other than Hankster's website, which is hanksters.com, please be sure to visit our website so you can determine whether this is in fact a current vehicle that we have for sale. If you are watching this on YouTube, on classiccars.com, on Hemmings, this vehicle may no longer be available for sale. We own all of our cars, so you're dealing directly with the seller. There are no third parties involved. We are not a consignment dealership. We welcome all of you to visit Hankster's Hot Rods to look at the vehicle you might be purchasing. We encourage all of our buyers to come in person. Daytona Beach is a great tourist destination. There's a lot to do here. It's a fun 2-3 day trip, maybe even a week-long trip. Come check out our cars for yourself. Check out underneath. We'll take it on a test drive, have some fun. Hanksters.com, and if you want to reach us by phone, it's 386-944-9219. Enjoy today's presentation.
Okay, this is the engine bay of a 1968 Chevrolet Corvette. This guy has a 390 horse 427 correct intake manifold on it, quadrajet carburetor just the way they came, oval port heads, correct valve pan covers on it, the correct exhaust manifolds also, cast iron just the way they came from the factory. This guy is a numbers matching engine. The motor has never been restamped. This is the engine that the car was born with from what we can tell. There's no broach marks on the pad on the side of the engine. The casting numbers are correct for the car. Everything on this car appears to be the way it was in 1968 when it was released by Chevrolet. The correct ignition shielding over the vehicle. It has a tach drive distributor, of course, in it. Correct 14-inch style air cleaner on top of it. The fan is a fixed blade fan on this particular one. It does have an aluminum cord radiator in it. It has no power steering. It doesn't have power steering or power brakes, but in these cars you really didn't need them. This engine added a little bit of weight to the nose of this guy, but still with the larger diameter steering wheel and the gearbox that they had in them, it was no problem steering these things around. And four-wheel disc brakes, even without the added vacuum to the brake system, this is more than ample stopping power. Has the original wiper door actuator still on it, cadmium plated just the way it should be. They're still cadmium plated. I mean, you can't see them, but they're in the front of the hood. They're cadmium plated. Your actuators for the headlight system on it also. The correct style braided stainless steel wires that came with these guys. The engine compartment is all original, just the way it would have been in 1968 when this guy was released by GM, by Chevrolet. The heat is still hooked up to the passenger compartment. There's no battery under the hood. It's behind the seat, right behind the driver, in a compartment there. And again, just a fantastic looking car. Not any place that we could tell that this thing has suffered any breakage, any trauma whatsoever. All the fiberglass appears to be the original glass in this guy. So it's a great engine compartment. We're going to go around the rest of it and show you what we can on it. Hi, you're at Hankster's in Daytona Beach, Florida, and the presentation today is for a 1968 Chevy Corvette. From what we can tell, this guy is original in every way. This is the correct color on it. It's a British Green Metallic, 427 designation on the hood. There's no patina whatsoever on the chrome accent pieces on the raised domed hood on the 427s. If you notice the alignment of the hood to the cowl area to the front fascia here and everything here, everything lines up just as it should. This is very good alignment for these cars. Normally they don't come this way. And look at the headlights. They're the same way. Real nice alignment, nice fitment. There's absolutely nothing to adjust there. Of course, we've got our Corvette flags in the front, the original front bumper on it, and there's no marks, no scratches, no scuffs, absolutely none on it. Fitment is very, very nice. The grill area, no windows missing in it. It still has the original round, clear lights in it for 1968, front spoiler. The trim around the grill area, which is normally, again, deteriorated, there's absolutely no deterioration on this one. This is a nice front end of the car, nice fitment, and great chrome accents on the front. Going down the side of it, again, if you reach around, you can find all the bonding strips still intact in the car, but look at this alignment. It just can't get any better than that. Wiper door. Door in the front. Again, the alignment on that is just as precise as it can be. I'm going to say that this is a non-tinted windshield and side windows. It appears to be clear. There's no deterioration on the top of the dashboard. VIN plate number, nice and clear and legible on it. There's no cracks also in the dash. Nice clean where it transitions to the base of the windshield. Our little vent areas here for 1968, 68 and 69. Just as nice and straight as you'd hope to find a body on this car. You can look down the sides and again, look at the fitment of this. This is for a Corvette. This is very, very nice fitment for these. A little bit of wear on this flap. And also for 68, they didn't do this for 68 or 69. 69 did not have the button. It just had the actuator here. This just is a place to hold your hand while you push the button. The wipes whiskers are real nice on this side. I'm assuming they're going to be the same on the other side. Window fitment is just absolutely spot on. It can't get any better. A single mirror and a left-hand door. They just didn't come with two of them. It does have a hard top, and Devin's going to show you in the still photos and the you'll see some of it in a video that he walks around also. In the top is a white convertible top. It is absolutely as new. The back window is nice and crystal clear in it. By the way, this one is also clear, and it is glass in these newer ones. Trim around it the same way. Just a nice fit hard top on this car. So you got both tops with this guy. The kick molding along the bottom, rocker panel molding, there's nice and fresh, no kick marks from people's heels through the years. The correct style rally wheels for 68, they were 7-inch. They didn't come out with 8-inch until 69. The correct style rims, trim rings and centers for the guy too. This is the way they came in 1968. BFG tires, of course. That's the way they came in the new age, because everybody wants radials on them now. Nobody wants bias pliers anymore. They want the new radials, which are BFGs. BFGs are Coopers. Tail end of this guy, the chrome on the back bumpers is the same way as it was on the front. Very, very nice. A couple minor, very minor superficial scuffs that, again, you won't even see. There's no way. I'm looking at it and I have to look at a certain angle to see a little bit of a scuff, but certainly nothing that would dictate a replacement. Round pipes coming out the rear valance, just the way they were for 68 and 69, and even the trim around the tailpipe extension there is nice and fresh and clean. License plate, these all have a little bit of patina. You can feel it up in there. You won't see it, but it's a little bit there. The paint on this car is much better than a driver quality paint job, and it's also way better than Chevrolet ever did with these cars back in the day. This is a very, very nicely done car. Very nice restoration on this car. Going down the passenger side, got a door I don't think is closed. Yeah, there we go. But the passenger side, same way. There's no indication of any even chipped places in the wheel wells. We're going to open this door so we can show you everything inside instead of doing it just on the other side and this side. Door panels are molded. And also, this is the door for 68 only. This is the way you closed it, by pulling in on it here. No latches there. 68 only is going to have so last year they had the ignition switch in the dashboard. It's not on a steering column. It's going to be in the dashboard. Correct rabbit ear shifter in it. It's the correct woven interior that goes with this car. You can see the console area, the park and brake, everything nice and fresh and clean. It does have the seat belt in it that came with it. A set of original style GM Corvette floor mats in it, the sill molding nice and fresh and clean. And if you look inside the doors, you can see everything is nice and fresh. Also, you can see the door panels that are molded. They're not cracked or distorted in any way, and they appear to be the original ones. This is a very, very nicely done car. Very nice. It has a lot of originality to it, and you can see this window is the same as it was on the other side. Just nice fitment. Can't get any better than that. Whiskers on this side are the same. You can see the door gap there. Same thing here, and then everything with our hood, cowl area, wiper door, everything lines up just the way you'd hope it would. There's absolutely nothing on this car. I don't see a single part that's ever been, bonding strips, everything are undisrupted, just the way they were when they were new and put together by GM in 1968. This thing is a 68 Corvette, and from what we can tell, it's pretty much original in every way. It does have the correct number, original engine, not a restamp that this guy was born with in 68. We'll check the transmission in the rear end once we get under it and do our presentation under there, but it's, I believe it's British green metallic, and it does have a black interior. It has two tops, a white convertible top, and obviously a hard top that goes with it. So you got the best of everything in this car. Plus, it's a 3-pedal car. It's 4-speed, which is the only way to own a Corvette back in this era. This is a great looking car. From what we can tell, it's all original in its presentation, the way it presents itself right now. And it's available here at Hankster's in Daytona Beach, Florida. And we encourage everybody to come down in person and take a look at these guys. But if you can't, that's why Devin's going to spend the time and compile all this data that we generate film-wise for you to take a look at. It's going to be at hanksters.com on the website. So we encourage everyone that's in the market for this would be the 3rd generation Corvette, first year of the 3rd generation. And it's a great example of it. Take a look at it. Okay, this is the underside of our 427 390 horse 1968 Corvette. Everything on this thing has been refurbished. It didn't need a total restoration. It obviously didn't have one, but it also didn't need one. The shocks have been replaced, new ball joints, new tie rod ends, both of them on each side. The springs are nice and taut, yet you can see that they're not collapsed in any way. The arms in the front, the A-arms in the front, don't have any deterioration whatsoever to them. There's no leakage on the front of the pan or in the oil pan itself anywhere, 6-quart pan. Conventional starter on it. Cast iron manifolds are the original ones. Can't tell, almost looks like there's a new or refurbished steering box in it. The fitment arm's new. The idler arm has also been replaced. Really nice condition on this vehicle underneath. The frame, you can see there's absolutely no deterioration whatsoever on it. There's not even a paint blister anywhere from anything through the years. The original tin heat deflectors are there. The exhaust manifolds are, I'm going to call them 2¼ inch from the primary pipes back through the cross-section of the frame. Corvettes do have a full perimeter frame on them also, with a lot of cross-sections here that you'll see as we go back through the car to give it a lot of structural rigidities. These cars were a really great car. Some has replaced the fuel lines on this side. The lines have been replaced for sure. They're stainless steel. And also the brake lines on the driver's side. You can see that's all. And it's done with the correct style too, you know, with the wire winding around them. So everything is correct the way it's supposed to be. The floor pans, fiberglass, and they still show their hairs. And no cracks, no marks on them whatsoever for somebody through the years trying to jack it up on the plastic floor, fiberglass floor. M21 Muncie in it, the original shifter on it, new U-joints in the drive shaft, and again you can see the engine, bell housing, transmission, tail shaft, speedometer, gear, everything is dry at this point. There's no indication of any leaks whatsoever at this point. Park and brake hooked up, still the original one and functional. The shocks in the back also have been refurbished. They're replaced from the original ones. Still a nice curvature to the rear transverse leaf spring the way these guys came. 427s all came with a rear anti-sway bar, which this guy does have. It does have a rear anti-sway bar in it. The pipes come through. They're squashed for clearance just the way they were from the factory. They appear to be the original style exhaust. So General Motors had taken a lot of care to go ahead and make these pipes give you as much clearance as they could, and that's still prevalent in the pipes that are on here today. The 4-wheel disc brakes on it. There's no indication of any leakage whatsoever on any of the calipers. And then we'll give you some good high-resolution photos of it. The correct style mufflers on both sides. It's just a nice original car underneath. It presents itself with a lot of originality. It's just a very well done car, and again you can see a couple marks here, superficial marks from just little dinghies from getting on and off, in this case getting off of a lift through the years. But other than that, everything on this car is just as fresh and clean as you'd ever hope to find on a car of this vintage. It's a nice 68 Corvette, third generation, first year of the third generation Corvettes, and 390 horse, 427 4-speed car. It's a car that you need to take a look at. It's here at Hanksters at Daytona Beach. Okay, we're in our 68 Corvette, Generation 3. This is the third body style for Corvette on this car. Headliner very, very nice inside this car. Can't get any nicer than this hard top that's on it, and the convertible top is absolutely like brand new also. This is the way you close the doors. 68 only. 69 didn't have that. Last year for the ignition in the dash too, 69 didn't have that on up, and they were all in the steering column, and the seats are shorter in the 68. The 69s were a little taller seats, so 69 up. The tack is working, as you can see. It's working just the way it should, gear driven. The speedometer, I'm sure, is going to work. Horn definitely works. Turn signal left. It's functioning as it should. Turn signal right, functioning as it should. Okay, Jeff gave us about 1/8 of a tank, a little under a quarter there. Temperature's just starting to come up. Water temperature, the clock isn't working. Oil pressure, about 40, 45 pounds right now. I'm sure we'll give it a little bit of gas. Yeah, it goes up just the way it should. It's probably up to about 50 pounds. And the battery charging, you can see, as it should too. Radio. Radio is not working. Your knobs here for your ventilation are working. They're working just as they should. The wheels work on your controls for the heat and defrost, and the fan motor is not working on this guy. Let's see headlights. Pull those on. They are coming up. There, the headlights are up, and now the headlights are down. Okay, we'll try the same act with our wipers now. Well, our wipers don't want to agree here. They're not working at this point. So we got to fix the wipers for you. Other than that, everything else is working as it should. We're going to go for a ride and see what this guy runs like. Nice running car. Let's try it here. I'm going to level this off a little bit. Okay, there. Going down the road, no hands. Absolutely no hands. We're still going down the road, no hands. There's nobody behind me, so we're going to try brakes, no hands. See how that works. Look at that, the dead stop, brakes, no hands. So it doesn't pull with the braking, and it doesn't pull whenever going down the road. It has a nice pull to it. The temperature's coming up the way it should. It's not overheating, but it's up probably 170 degrees. And the speedometer's working. It's not jumping all over the place, and it appears to be relatively correct. We're at 40 mile an hour in a 35 zone right now. Well, 40 mile an hour here. I guess they upped it. Nice running car. It's very tight. Steering box has nice resolution to it. Even though it's manual steering, it has nice resolution to it. Oh, by the way, the steering wheel has no cracks whatsoever, and it appears to be the original wheel that came with this car too. You can see everything in this car is just the way it was in '68 when it was released. I mean, there's no indication that anything's really been tampered with. I mean, I can't even tell you that it's not the original interior in the car. It's a really good-looking car. It has a nice drivability to it. The transmission shifts like silk. Very, very nice transmission in it. We'll give it a little shot here for you. About 75, we'll shut her off. But you can see the car pulls and runs just like it should. It's a nice strong pulling 390 horse 427. Again, goes down the road straight as an arrow. Well, you got to aim it right, but it goes down the road straight as an arrow. Just a very, very nice, well done car. Someone spent a lot of time putting this back to the way it was in 1968 when it was released by Chevrolet division. It's a great looking car. It's a Hankster, so if you're in the market for a really neat numbers matching Corvette, this is one that you should take a look at. Nice car.